Hello friends. So we will continue our reading with Srimad Bhagavatam. The good news is we are almost completing the introduction and we will be able to start the first chapter today. So that's great. We are doing extremely well. I'm happy about that. I'm sure you are too. So let me continue reading from where we left off yesterday. The Lord left only 8 slokas. When we refer to the Lord here, we are reading about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord left only 8 slokas of his instructions in writing, and they are known as the Shikshashtaka. All other literatures of his divine cult were extensively written by the Lord's principal followers, the 6 Goswami of Vrindavana and their followers. The cult of Chaitanya philosophy is richer than any other, and it is admitted to be the living religion of the day with the potency for spreading as Vishwadharma or universal religion. We are glad that the matter has been taken up by some enthusiastic sages like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja and his disciples. We shall eagerly wait for the happy days of Bhagavat Dharma or Prema Dharma inaugurated by the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The 8 shlokas completed by the Lord are. This is very important, friends. So let's hear it extremely carefully. Number 1. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Number 2. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. These are not even hard and fast rules. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by chanting your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Number 3. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Number 4. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Number 5. O son of Maharaja Nanda, that is Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. Number 6. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Number 7. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Number 8. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my virtueful Lord unconditionally. So, with these beautiful verses, we have come to the conclusion of the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we will start reading chapter 1. The title of the chapter is Questions by the Sages. Text 1. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Yatonvayaditarat. I'm sorry, I would like to start reading this again. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadi Asya Yato Anyavad Itaratas Charthe Abhignyah Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyati Yat Suryaha Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Sargo Amrisha Dhamana Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. I am sorry if my reading of Sanskrit is not good. I know really very basic what I learned in school in the primary years. So please forgive me for those mistakes. Translation. O my Lord Sri Krishna, Son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Wow, sometimes I feel, if we could just understand this first verse in its totality and accept it, we have got it all. But we being who we are, we find it difficult to accept something that is very simple and straightforward. So, anyway, let's continue our reading. Obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Vasudeva directly indicate Lord Sri Krishna, who is the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So I have started reading the purport, right, by the author, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This fact will be more explicitly explained in the text of this work. Sri Vyasadeva asserts herein that Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and all others are his direct or indirect plenary portions or portions of the portion. Srila Jiva Goswami has even more explicitly explained the subject matter in his Krishna Sandarbha, and Brahma, the original living being, has explained the subject of Sri Krishna substantially in his treatise named Brahma Samhita. In the Samaveda Upanishad, it is also stated that Lord Shri Krishna is the divine son of Devaki. Therefore, in this prayer, the first proposition holds that Lord Shri Krishna is the primeval Lord, and if any transcendental nomenclature is to be understood as belonging to the absolute personality of Godhead, it must be the name indicated by the word Krishna, which means the all attractive. In Bhagavad Gita, in many places, the Lord asserts himself to be the original personality of Godhead, and this is confirmed by Arjuna and also by great sages like Narada, Vyasa, and many others. In the Padma Purana, it is also stated that out of the innumerable names of the Lord, the name of Krishna is the principal one. Vasudeva indicates the plenary portion of the personality of Godhead, and all the different forms of the Lord, being identical with Vasudeva, are indicated in this text. The name Vasudeva particularly indicates the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Sri Krishna is always meditated upon by the Paramahamsas, who are the perfected ones among those in the renounced order of life. Vasudeva, or Lord Shri Krishna, is the cause of all causes. Everything that exists emanates from the Lord. How this is so is explained in later chapters of this work. This work is described by Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya as the spotless Purana because it contains the transcendental narration of the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. The history of the Srimad Bhagavatam is also very glorious. It was compiled by Sri Vyasadeva after he had attained maturity in transcendental knowledge. He wrote this under the instructions of Sri Narada Ji, his spiritual master. Vyasadeva compiled all Vedic literatures containing the 4 divisions of the Vedas, the Vedanta Sutras or the Brahma Sutras, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, and so on. But nevertheless, he was not satisfied. His dissatisfaction was observed by his spiritual master, and thus Narada advised him to write on the transcendental activities of Lord Shri Krishna. These transcendental activities are described specifically in the 10th canto of this work. But in order to reach to the very substance, one must proceed gradually by developing knowledge of the categories. It is natural that a philosophical mind wants to know about the origin of the creation. At night, he sees the stars in the sky and he naturally speculates about their inhabitants. Such inquiries are natural for man because man has a developed consciousness which is higher than that of the animals. The author of Srimad Bhagavatam gives a direct answer to such inquiries. He says that the Lord Shri Krishna is the origin of all creations. He is not only the creator of the universe but the destroyer as well. The manifested cosmic nature is created at a certain period by the will of the Lord. It is maintained for some time and then it is annihilated by His will. Therefore, the Supreme will is behind all cosmic activities. Of course, there are atheists of various categories who do not believe in a creator, but that is due to a poor fund of knowledge. The modern scientist, for example, has created space satellites, and by some arrangement or other, these satellites are thrown into outer space to fly for some time at the control of the scientist who is far away. Similarly, all the universes with innumerable stars and planets are controlled by the intelligence of the personality of Godhead. In Vedic literatures, it is said that the absolute truth personality of Godhead is the chief amongst all living personalities. All living beings, beginning from the first created being Brahma down to the smallest ant, are individual living beings. And above Brahma, there are even other living beings with individual capacities, and the personality of Godhead is also a similar living being. And He is an individual, as are the other living beings. But the Supreme Lord or the Supreme Living Being has the greatest intelligence, and He possesses supermost inconceivable energies of all different varieties. If a man's brain can produce a space satellite, one can very easily imagine how brains higher than man can produce similarly wonderful things which are far superior. The reasonable person will easily accept this argument, but there are stubborn atheists who would never agree. Srila Vyasadeva, however, at once accepts the Supreme Intelligence as the Parameshwara. He offers his respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Intelligence addressed as the Para or the Parameshwara or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that Parameshwara is Sri Krishna as admitted in Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures delivered by Sri Vyasadeva and specifically in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that there is no other Paratattva samam bonam than himself. Therefore, Sri Vyasadeva at once worships the Paratattva Sri Krishna, whose transcendental activities are described in the 10th canto. So with this, we will end our reading for today. I have not forgotten that I mentioned yesterday that I will be sharing the link where you can also get, to buy Bhagavad Gita. I will do that in some time. I felt that probably it was not a good idea to divert all of you into reading too many books at this stage. Let's continue with our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam for now, and maybe at a later stage we can take up the reading of that as well. But those of you who are interested in reading Bhagavad Gita alongside, please do write to me at the email ID that I have been giving along with my videos in the introduction of the video, and I will be very happy to either provide you with the Bhagavad Gita myself from the few copies I have, or I will definitely send you links to sites from where you can buy it online. So with this, I would like to end today's reading and wishing you all a fantastic day ahead, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye bye, take care.